same time a disadvantage. Ano po, siguro I have this trailer here. Maganda po napanoorin natin. This is a short trailer for us to give you an idea. Ngayon po, that's season 1. I remember one activity na ginawa ko nila. No, they have to hang themselves in a bar in as much as they can, in as long as they can. And syempre, to some, those are heavier, ay talagang madaling mag-give up kasi yung bigat po nila. And there's two remain in this contest. Yung isa po ay gymnast. Of course, we can assume that pwede talaga siyang matira kasi yun yung field niya. And the other one is a military man. And this gymnast, nung in-interview siya, sabi niya, I'm very confident na mananalo ako dito kasi nga ito yung field ko. But then again, ano po, silang dalawa na lang, nauna siya dun sa nakira. Ang yung nakira po ay sa military man. Nung in-interview yung military man, sabi niya, during our training, we have to hang ourselves something like a helicopter at kailangan humawak kami kasi pag hindi kami humawak ng mabuti, pag nakabitaw kami, sigurado patay kami. Sabi niya, it is a matter of life and death. Kaya the same concept, the same perspective, the same framework ng mind niya, kaya siya yung nanalo doon ng contest. But my question for today is, what it really means to be fit? Paano nga ba ang kahulugan, ano nga ba ang kahulugan ng pagiging fit? Pagiging fit meaning to say, it's not necessarily that you're able, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're strong, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a lot of advantage to others, but really, how can you even survive sa kasalukuyan? Lalo na sa mga panahon po ito, ano po, there's so much going on around us. At kung hindi tayo talaga makakasabay, mapag-iiwanan po tayo. Naalala ko sabi ni Robin Sharma, what you focus on grows. What you concentrate on is what you see more of in your life. Kung ano na yung pinofokusan natin, yun yung nag-grow. Parang muscle siya. Pag nag-workout tayo, kuha tayo ng dumbbell, biceps curl tayo, definitely, lalaki yung bicep. Hindi yun yung pupunta ka sa gym, naka-enroll ka sa gym, gusto mong lumaki yung katawan mo, but you send somebody else na magbuhat. Nakuha niyo po yung concept, ikaw talaga yung gagawa. And whatever you're focusing on, it will grow and eventually, ito yung magbubuo ng mindset natin. Ito yung sabi ni Robin Sharma. So kailangan persistent, kailangan consistent yung ginagawa. To some may say, practice makes perfect. Sino agree po dito? Na practice daw makes perfect. Ayan. Pero, practice, sabi ni Les Brown, practice makes perfect, makes improvement. You can never reach perfect, you can only get better. Gagaling at gagaling lang tayo. Hindi naman actually naging madali yung ginagawa natin. Dati lang naman yung ginagawa natin, gumaling lang tayo. Kasi over time, ginagawa po natin. Now, in order for us to be better, we should form a habit and this habit will form us. Sino agree po? Parang may kausap ako. May kausap ako. We will form a habit para yung habit daw will form us. Eventually, that's why it's very important kung sino yung laging kasama natin. That's the law of association. Kung sino daw yung laging kasama mo, na-adapt mo yung energy niya, na-adapt yung mentality niya, and eventually, nagiging ganun ka na rin. That's why we will form a habit. Ano po? And this habit will form us. Now, what does practice can do to us? Number one, it changes us. Di ba po? Pag ginagawa mo lagi yung ginagawa mo, hindi naman actually, kanina sabi ko, hindi na nababago yung ginagawa mo. Nababago lang tayo. Nagiging madali lang sa atin. It changes us. Number two, it prepares us for testing. Kaya whatever we do today has something to do what we will do tomorrow. And how much we prepare today would define yung bukas natin. Nagiging madali po siya. Number three, it makes permanent. Just like yung mga guitarist natin, mga instrumentalist natin. Di ba? Over time, habang inaaral nila yung pagigitara, nasanay na yung kamay po nila, patigilin mo po sila for a couple of years. Let's say 5, 10 years. Pag humawak sila ng gitara, una siyempre mangangapa, but eventually, babalik at babalik yung kamay nila sa pagigitara. Diba po? Now, we will talk today about the first letter of Paul to Timothy. Form pa lang yun, intro pa lang yun, ito talaga yung pag-usapan natin. The first letter of Paul to Timothy, ito po ay a pastoral letter of Paul to Timothy bilang si Paul ay discipler po siya ni Timothy. And simulat po ito ni Paul when he was on his way to Macedonia. And Timothy being a young church leader ng Ephesus back then, ano po, may mga lumalabas sa mga church ng mga iba-ibang katuruan, mga false teachings, mga doctrines na tinuturo ng iba. They fond of listening to myths. Ano po, kaya ang Timothy po and yung Titus na sinulat ni Paul is a pastoral letter. It deals with the various pastoral matters such as qualification of church leaders, kaya nga dito natin makikita yung qualification ng deacons, diakonos, ng presbyteros, yung elders, at even yung mga episkopos or ito pong bishop. Dito natin siya makikita. Ano po? And the proper conduct daw ng Christian leaders and Christians in general. Ito po yung tema ng sulat ni Paul kay Timothy. And today, we will try to answer how to fit in His calling. Paano nga ba tayo makakasabay, makakaakma sa panawagan sa atin ng Panginoon? And our main idea is to train yourself to be godly. Sige nga po, pakisabi sa katabi mo, train yourself to be godly. Train yourself to be godly. So let's jump. So verse 6, sabi ni Paul, if you explain this, sinasabihan niya po si Timothy, ano po, yung mga previous verses nito, in-explain ni Paul kung ano ang dapat ng isang church leader's qualification. And this section po ng 1 Timothy chapter 4, it deals with how to become a good servant of Jesus Christ. Kaya Paul is very particular po sa instruction niya kay Timothy, being a young pastor back then. Kaya sabi niya, if you explain these things to the brothers and sisters, Timothy, you will be a worthy servant of Jesus Christ, one who is nourished by the message of faith and the good teachings you have followed. Kaya ito po ay specific instruction din ni Paul kay Timothy. Now, in verse 7, ang sabi ni Paul, do not waste time arguing over godless ideas or old wives' tales. Kasi nga, marami po yung mga lumalabas na katuruan. Kaya sabi ni Paul, teka naman para pag-diskusyon dyan. Instead, train yourself to be godly. Maganda po sa Pinoy version ng pakasulat. Sabi po sa Pinoy version, huwag mo ubusin ang oras mo sa mga walang kwenta at walang sense na alamat. Sanayin mo ang sarili mo maging malapit sa Diyos. Mga walang kwenta. Then kamutaki. Ano ba? Warang mutang. Mga iyo. Mga da. Kaya po, very specific na instruction ni Paul. Huwag ka na mag-discussion dyan. Huwag ka na mag-focus dyan. Do not minor the majors and do not major the minors. Mag-focus ka to which is makakatulong sa iyo. Yung instruction ni Paul. And it's similar to us now. Masyado tayo nag-focus sa mga minor na bagay. Hindi natin mapokos yung mga major. Masyado tayo nag-focus sa ICC. Tinanong mo kung ano yung ICC. So, department store ba na yan dyan? Sa Legazpi. Masyado tayo nag-focus sa social media mga usapin, lalo na po ngayon. Sumasali tayo. Sinong guilty? Kasi, siyempre wala tayo. Ako lang. We're majoring on the minors. Pagkaaga, pagbukas ng cellphone, scroll na agad, kalimutan, before you know it, ay, malilate na pala ako. Hindi ka na napakapag-devotion. Kasi naubos na yung oras. Because we're majoring on the minors. We tend to focus on the things that cause us to grow spiritually. Ano po? Kaya very specific yung instruction ni Paul kay Timothy. Next please. Sabi ni Martin Luther, I have so much to do that I shall spend the first 3 hours in prayer. Sa dami ng gagawin niya, kailangan niya mag-spend the first 3 hours in prayer. Bakit? Because he know fully well na pag nag-spend siya in prayer, communion with God, with the Word of God, with the devotion in his quiet time, God will, feed him with the things na kailangan niya of that much things that he will do. Di ba po, piniprepare ni Lord yung utang niya sa mga bagay na gagawin niya, sa mga bagay na gagawin niya. Kaya sabi ni Martin Luther, kung kalapal kong ikipuon, mas kay po akong mga G. The first 3 hours, itali 15 minutes naman. Now, let me just focus, just a short word study with regards to this train. Ano po? Itong train yourself. Sa source language po, sa Greek text, ito pong train ay gymnase or gymnase. Ito po ay verb in a present imperative emphasizing the continuity of action. Meaning to say po, tuloy-tuloy, hindi one time. Kaya nga po galing po dito yung word na gymnasium or gym. It is a place where the athletes na mag-gather sa isang place para mag-train extensively. Ganun po yung paka-describe sa source language ng gymnase. Ano po? Kaya gymnasium. Kaya makikita natin sa gym, especially sa gymnast, even yung assault nila is very fit. Such that, hindi na sa kanila stop yun, makafocus sila sa training. Ano po? Kaya nga, kung babalikan natin yung source language, ito po yung pagkasabi mismo ni Paul. Diba po? Gymnase Dieu. Next po. Sioton. Wala. Sige po. Gymnase de Sioton pros Eusebeian. O di ba pinaktis ko yan? Gustong sabihin, to train yourself to be godly. To attain of the godly life is not a one-time event. It needs persistent and strenuous effort, both mentally and spiritually. Or another way of expressing train yourself down is godliness is must train yourself continually to live a life that shows reverence to God. Ganun yung ibig sabihin ni Paul nung sinulat ko kay Timothy. Now, tuloy tayo. Sabi ni Paul, physical training is good. Yes, it would make you better, look you better, it will make you strong. Diba? It will make you fit for a while. Sabi niya, but training for godliness is much better. Parang sinasabi ni Paul, para training ka, that's good. Lalaki yung muscle mo, magiging fit ka, but eventually, when you grow old, magsasag yung muscle mo. But if you invest in training with godliness, it is much better. Bakit daw? Bakit daw? Ano po sabi? Bakit ano yung benefit? Promising benefits in this life and in the life to come. Yung result po, yung benefit po, hindi lang sa kasalukuyan, but even the life to come. Kaya nga po, ang sabi ni Paul, kung gawawa ka lang naman, yung pangmatagalan na. Longer perspective, next please. Yung pang-eternity ang usapan. Di yung pang-madalian, next. Di yung pang one-time event lang. Di yung pang Sunday lang. Kundi yung para sa buhay ngayon at sa future. Hindi yung petics lang. Ano po? Now, verse 9. This is a trustworthy saying and everyone should accept it. Ito talagang in-emphasize si Paul kay Timothy na sabihin sa church na pinapastoran niya. Everyone should accept it. This is why we work hard and continue to struggle. For our hopes is in the living God. Yes, nahihirapan sila back then. Pero may pinapanghawakan po sila. And who's Savior of all people and particularly to all believers. Now, lastly, sabi ni Paul, teach these things and insist that everyone learn them. Talagang kailangan i-insist. Kaya po, huwag po kayo magaling sa mga house church leader nyo kung kinukulit po tayo. Huwag tayong magagalit sa pastor natin kung dinidisiplina tayo. Kasi gusto namin na matrain tayo. Kasi ito yung bahaw natin. Ano po, hindi yung napagalitan lang, ay, hindi yung nagbalin sa house church. Hindi yung napagsabihan lang ng house church leader, blinak na. Sige na, hanapin nyo nga yung house church leader nyo. Pasabutin mo siya na. Okay na ako. Hindi na ako magagalit. Our goal in these trying times is to stay fit in His calling. Stay fit in His calling. Now, let me just share. Sa sporting event, like an endurance sport, like a marathon, like swimming, cycling, and yung tinatawag nating triathlon, meron po silang tinatawag na hitting the wall. Itong hitting the wall ay ito po yung sudden fatigue of your bodies